as I say, we from the north used to do the reserve player. We've changed it over the last couple of years, and we're now going to do the young player of the year for the first team, which is Gavin White. And for the second presentation, the newcomer of the year, which is Billy Joe Burns.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the first Glengormley Crusaders Supporters Club, I would just like to welcome you all here to the annual awards night. Well, what can you say about this season? Absolutely fantastic. The last 4 weeks in particular has been just like a dreamland, and it's been a month I'll never forget, and certainly my lover won't forget it either. On that note, I would just like to thank and congratulate Stephen Baxter, all his backroom staff, and of course all the players on their magnificent achievement in winning the league title for the 5th time in the club's history. And also for everything they have done for Crusaders, their hard work, dedication and skill gave us some of the most memorable days and nights of our lives. So without further ado, we move on to the first award, which is the Golden Boot Award for top goal scorer. While this one ended up very close in the end, this year's winner with a fantastic 30 goals is Jordan Owens. Our next award is for the best newcomer. While all the lads have just been fantastic, and every single one has played their part, but this year's winner has been a revelation from day one, slotting in straight into the side, giving the team a real balance. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Joe Burns. Now on to our main Player of the Year award. The quality of the players' performances this season has just been superb. Any amount of the lads could easily stake a claim to this award this year. However, this guy just keeps getting better and better. The number of important goals he scores is unreal, and he's just a joy to watch. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's first Glengormley Crusader Supporters Club Player of the Year for the 2nd year running is Paul Heatley. Last but not least, we always usually have a wee special award, and well, as I mentioned, the last 4 weeks has been eventful, and I couldn't think of anyone better to give this award to. Ladies and gentlemen, could I have Sean O'Neill up here, please?
Everybody, just want to say on behalf of the Ian McDonald Club, thank you Crusaders for making such a brilliant season for us all. Before we do our usual 3 awards, we have a wee special one for a player who wasn't as involved this year as we would have liked, but as Stephen Baxter said, winning the league this year was a culmination of 10 years, and this player, I was going to say this boy, he's not a boy now. This player has been with us for more than the 10 years, and we just wanted to mark the occasion by a special award for Chris Morrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to say a few words of thanks, obviously, to yourselves for the accolade I've received here tonight. I would like to extend that to everybody who has helped me through the testimonial year, especially over the events that I've had, the dinner, the breakfast, and finishing with the match. I couldn't have asked for a better season. Unfortunately, as I've said, it didn't feature too much, but to end in the 10th year winning the title, I couldn't ask for more, and the boys that are sitting in the corner, there's better things to come from them, and I look forward to being part next year.
Is for the newcomer of the year. It was a very, very close vote. Billy Joe didn't just quite make it. You'll probably get in a wee minute, I'm sure. But Davy Boyd is now going to present it to the boy who did, and that was, and he has to get away early tonight to get his homework done, Gavin White. Second one then is Clubman of the Year. Not necessarily the loudest person, not necessarily the person who's let in least goals for years and years and years, not necessarily the fellow that can knock them back like nobody else in the world, but because he was just the Clubman of the Year, the one, the only inimitable Sean O'Neill. The Player of the Year, and we run this throughout the year. We give players marks every week, and etc, etc, etc. And when we added them all up at the very end, the person who was 1 point behind the winner, and I think he'll probably get more tonight as well, and that was Heats. He was Paul Heatley. He was 1 point behind the winner, and it broke our hearts. But then, when we saw who the winner was, we didn't feel too badly. Yes, you've all guessed it. Not Billy Joe Spears, Billy Joe Burns.
The first one they have is the Young Player of the Year. And on the E8 Services Young Player of the Year goes to Gavin White. And the next award then is the Player of the Year. We have a 40-inch smart TV as well as a champagne. And the E8 Services Player of the Year is Jordan Owens.
Embarrassed, this young man. He actually has played all year at reserve level, although his rightful age should be in the under-19s. He's actually quite shy and retiring, but when you see him play, you will think differently. And those of you that come and watch the reserve games, you will agree with me here. But the reserve team player of the year for this year is Robbie McAnulty.
It's a puppet that won the title. This is our 50th anniversary of our club here. So I'm one of the oldest members. I didn't say I was the oldest member, I'm one of the oldest members. If you believe, I had to believe anything. On behalf of, I'd like to call on first of all Stephen Bell, please. He's here. That was I'd like to call up our honorary member for the year, Charlie Murphy, please. Well done. And the reserve player of the year is Robbie McAnulty. And the young player of the year is Gavin White. Third player, BJ Burns. The second player voted by our club is Paul Peatley. Well, for actually, I suppose I could give you a bit of a clue here. Where is it? Jordan.
The young player of the year, as I say, this lad's got a few accolades here, and I hope he remembers this, because in future years he'll be looked upon as a legend, just like a legend we have here from 74-75, Jeff Gorman. What about a round of applause for Jeff? So we'll have young Gavin up. Young Gavin, wait. Now for the player of the year, as I say, this lad has received a couple of trophies here tonight, and there's no doubt in my mind it was pretty close, because everybody in the team, in my opinion, deserves an award. But come down to a wee vote on Billy Joe Spears. Oh, sorry, Billy Joe Burns. I think that joke was done before. Come on, Billy Joe. Through, only take us a couple of minutes, and I think it has to go down on record for the next recipient of a wee award from us as the captain of our team out in the park, Colin Coates. A wee memento, Colin. A wee memento.
I'll say a few words on behalf of the boys. They're a bit shy tonight for some reason, maybe haven't had enough drink. But it's been a pleasure to be captain of this team. It's been the best team since I've been here 13 years ago. The gaffer and his management team have done a brilliant job. It's been crazy, you know, the last 13 years. And when I first came into the team, I was playing with Big Spearsy, and if we're honest, the team was terrible. You know, we were not because of Big Spearsy. He was only half decent one, but we were going nowhere fast, and we came to a crossroads, and we were very, very fortunate that the manager who's in place at the minute came in at that time, and even though we got relegated, we fought back well the next year and managed to get up at the first time of asking, and we haven't really looked back since. It's just built year on year, and it's been incredible to be part of it. And I'm sure when I'm finished in a few years, I'll be looking back, and hopefully we can replicate this, but I'll certainly look back on this whole season as, you know, it's been incredible. It's been the best year of my life playing football, and hopefully this team get the appetite to go on and do it again next year, because that's what really matters now. We've done it, but we need to stay there, and hopefully we can do that.
And last but not least, a wee presentation. It's a few bob, 500 quid as a matter of fact, just to throw that in there. Bruce paid most of it up, so he did all his back dues. However, this is for a lad who maybe didn't play too much this year, but at the end of the day, he's been a wonderful servant to Crusaders Football Club. So on behalf of the workers, I'd like to make a presentation, or Docs will make a presentation to Chris Morrow.
The goals up on YouTube the other day, just a cross section of some of the great goals that have been scored by the team this year, and people have been voting on Facebook and Twitter and online this week, and we had one clear winner, and it was for his goal against Ballinamallard. It was Paul Heatley.
About 4 o'clock to make a speech, so I'm going to make it short and sweet. On behalf of everyone at Polls, congratulations to the management, all the staff and fantastic players this season. It was brilliant. I've had the pleasure of going along to a lot of matches, and not lie to you, I wasn't a big Cruise fan until a couple of years back, but outstanding, absolutely brilliant to watch. I was just looking at the odds actually. Start of the season, 14-1 to win the league. Anyone who doesn't gamble, you know, that's an outside chance. Actually betting without Cliftonville and Linfield, so just weren't expected to do it. Brilliant, well done lads. So I'm up here to present the Polls Player of the Season, and for the second year in a row, Paul Heatley.
This year, the management committee have decided that we'll invite our 2 furthest supporters to come up and make the presentation for our Player of the Year. So if Roy and Flo Stafford would like to come up, they can make the presentation.
Come over here. It took me a lot of persuading to get her to come. But I hope it's not another 18 years before we win this league again. And please continue the good work against Linfield.
Paul Heatley.
Now let me say something to you. I want these guys maybe to stand up. Sean O'Neill. Ian McKibben, goalkeeper, stand up. PJ Burns. Dermot O'Carroll. Declan Goodell. Everybody just keep standing up if you will. Skimmer. Matthew Stoney, Gavin White, Jordan Owens, Josh Robinson, Paul Heatley, Emma Friars, David McGowan, Nathan Hanley, Jimmy Adamson, Craig McLean, Chrissy Morrow, Barry Malloy, and Colin Coates. We're not sure. This young man, stand up a moment, James. This is James. James is just leaving us this year. He's. I'm not sure if he's going to Syria or Al Qaeda or whatever he's going somewhere. But James has been our club masseur for the last 6 or 7 years. He's done a magnificent job. We wish you well, James. We've another legend of our 90s team who have joined the staff this year for the first year. Gavin, stand up and show everybody that. Beautiful. Gavin was a star of this team many years ago, and he's come back to give back with young players and develop young players, and he's done a fine job already this year in one or two of the stars that are being produced. So he'll have a long and great career here, I'm sure. And then there's this young man at the end here with a country and western top on there. Ken White, stand up to have a chat with you. Ken is our club chaplain, and the things that Ken does around this football club, I'm sure a lot of folks who have had the opportunity to meet him and sometimes had a quiet word with him, he is the greatest person to be around and to talk to, and we're so thankful to have him. He does so much voluntary work for this football club and for the players. I know the players are so grateful and thankful for some of the things that he's helped them with. But for us as a staff, Ken, you're just a legend here. We love you. Thank you for being here. A young man here that probably not many of you know that well, but Mark, stand up. Mark Wilson, who's been with the club now for how many? 5-6 years? 6 years. Mark has come in here. He rang me. I knew him from many years ago, probably when he was looking after an under-19s team, and he said to me, he says, "Could I come in and shadow you for a year?" I says, "No." I says, he says, "I want to learn everything there is to know about football. Can I come and shadow you?" I says, "Absolutely not." And he says, "You can come and you can find a job and you can find and discover what it is you want to discover and get on with your job." He does more than everybody put together. He does all our video analysis, he sends me 3 videos of the teams that we're about to play in the next game that we can break down and study and look at. He does all of those stats, does all the fitness stats and all the stuff for the players. The amount of work he puts in behind the scenes is just incredible. We're very, very thankful and grateful for all the things that he does. You're a legend. The two men in the end there, they both stand up together, maybe, and that's Leslie and Frankie, who organised our kit. They're the two old gits that you see on the TV. They're a double act. You know, don't ask them for a pair of shorts. You're getting off nothing. But it's a job that needs doing, and they do it really, really well. They've been with us a long time, and we're so grateful. Before I say something about the last person, I just also want to thank Eileen and Alan and Caroline for the effort. Everything they do for this group of players, the things that they provide for us, and the time and effort they put into it, and making themselves available all of the time, we're very grateful and thankful. Okay, the last person I want to introduce to you, he is the grumpiest man that I've ever met in all of my life. His body has wore out 3 heads. But listen, Jeff Spears, for all those people who probably don't... What's that? I'm not singing. Well, I know that. Jeff played here. He first and foremost, he played through an Irish League career which was just stunning. He won trophy after trophy everywhere he went. He came to Seaview at the latter end of his career and played on till he was 55. But I want to say something to you. The most dedicated person who has got such a hunger and a desire to see this club succeed. He has helped me so much this year, I can't tell you. He is phenomenal, and he will know how much work and effort has gone into all of this here, because he lived and breathed every second of it along the way. and he was the one that had the sleepless nights along with me that didn't sleep. By the way, I'm on blood pressure tablets. I just want to let you know.
Stephen, we have a little voucher here just for you to go and treat your wife. I know Michelle done all the groundwork, found out her favourite restaurant, so please take her out and have a wonderful evening with her. And just to have your project. Thank you very much.
Nice t-shirt.